I'm attorney Justin Clark. Coming up just ahead on You Have Real Estate, you're looking for your new dream home. Should you buy a house in an HOA community or stay away from HOAs? We're going to answer that question. We're going to do it together. It's just ahead. It's You Have Real Estate. If you've been threatened by the IRS, you're not helpless. I'm attorney Justin Clark. You have the power to fight wage garnishments and to fight levies on your account. Call me now for a free consultation or visit youhavepower.com and take back control of your life.
This is a special offer from IQ Power Solar.
Stop paying high electric bills with a solar power system from IQ Power Solar. And now it's never been easier. IQ Power Solar can give you immediate electric bill relief right now when you go solar. IQ Power Solar will reimburse you for your very next electric bill. Plus, if you're a first responder, IQ Power Solar will pay your program payment for the rest of the year. Call 407-585-1018 now or visit iqpowersolar.com.
Welcome to You Have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. Whether you're a renter, first-time home buyer, seasoned investor, or even looking to sell your property, this next 30 minutes is designed just for you. Think of it like hitting multiple open houses, all from your living room with my attorney advice throughout the way. Any questions whatsoever during the show, I have people standing by. I will leave the phone number right here. The phone number is 407-205-0400. If you want to start that house hunt this weekend for your dream home, Dallas Lehman with You Have Mortgages standing by to answer your questions and to get you pre-approved, because I can guarantee you no one is going to show you any houses until you get that pre-approval letter. Call Dallas right now. This next 30 minutes is going to be amazing. Great show in store. You will not want to miss a single minute. But first, the opening statement. The opening statement today is brought to you by my good buddy, Stephen Bader with IQ Power Solar. As you know, I went solar last year. My electricity bill was $500 a month last summer. This summer, $50 a month. I also saved money on my IRS bill because I went solar. We still have that tax credit. Stephen Bader, how did we do it?
This new program offers you a 40-year transferable warranty on the product, their performance, the workmanship, the labor. That is the best warranty that's ever been flirted with in this sector. Ever, hands down, right? We're giving you a production guarantee. If we promise it's going to produce something and it produces less, we'll cut you a check for the difference. We're giving you a home value increase guarantee. If we tell you that it's going to increase your home value $23,000 and the appraiser is stuck at 20, we cut you a check for the difference, okay? Trade-in program. In 10 years, if you want a cool new system or you want to add stuff up, you have loyalty credits to where you have 50% of your system. If you spent 40 grand, you have $20,000 to trade in and trade up. Okay. If you move, if you sell the house, the credits stay with the homeowner, not the home. So if you don't trade up, you sell the house and you move to a new home, you have those credits to go to a new system on a new home, right? And if you move into a house that's not qualified for solar, you can then get cash back instead of a trade up. So we spent 4 years developing this program. Customer loyalties for add-ons. You want to add a battery later. You want to add a new water heater. You just got a pool. You want to add solar pool heat. You can literally do this with no cost if you're in our customer loyalty program. And most importantly, if you spent $35,000 today and you go through our program, on the 15th year, if you haven't used any credits or anything like that, we will cut you a check for the entire cost of your system.
I can't think of a better time than now to save money, save the environment, and you can do so at 407-205-0400.
I'm here every Saturday with our team to bring you everything you need now for your best opportunity. A last gasp moratorium extension was just announced and not everyone will qualify. The important facts in this news are: 1, you should begin today to refinance to a historic low rate as you exit forbearance. And 2, there will be new housing inventory available once the moratorium ends for home buyers. Your best opportunity is now. Call today. Your Under One Roof team is always here for you.
Today we address a question that I think is very important, and it's a question that really has come up more often during this pandemic because we've spent more time at home. We've been wanting to have more room to play with our toys at home. And the question is this: do you buy a house right now in an HOA-governed community, or do you buy something out a little bit more rural that has no HOA? And this is not an easy question because HOAs they have some good features. They definitely do. They take care of things for you. But then you also have to worry about the guy coming by to measure your grass. So the big question today, do you buy a house in an HOA community, or do you go a little bit further out and buy something that is your own? We're going to answer that question, and we're going to do so by asking real questions. Every weekend here on the show, we ask real questions of the truly trend-setting people in Central Florida's real estate community. Today on the show, repeat visitors, happy to have them back. Jack Luiz is here. Jack, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
Kristin, Green-Vogt, return visitor. How are
Thank
you?
So
Good to
much.
see
I'm
you
wonderful.
both.
Thank you.
Let's get right to it, because this is a question that we get in Florida a lot because we have so many HOA communities. I know that you work in a lot of different areas, but your real specialty is up in a little bit more of a rural area. You work with a lot of people who don't love HOAs, I imagine. Jack, let's get right to it. HOA or no HOA?
No HOA.
Really?
No HOA.
So why do you say that?
Well, like you said, you need to have room for your toys. You want to spread your wings. And it's tough living in an HOA and having toys and kind of spreading your wings because a lot of them don't allow those toys to be in the yard.
Right.
Let's face it. It's hard to have your boat and your toys and your camper and your RV in your yard when you're in the HOA. When you're out a little rural and you don't have an HOA, you've got plenty of room and you don't have anybody to tell you no.
Exactly. And let me be honest with you. I live in one of the largest communities in Central Florida. It's certainly I have not one but two HOAs. I have a master and a sub HOA. That being said, I often in my head threaten to leave. You know what? I don't need to deal with this anymore. But my admission to you is I live in a community with not one but two HOAs. Kristin, let's get to you. HOA, no HOA. What do you think?
I'm torn. I live in an HOA also, and I think there are so many benefits that we take for granted when we're maybe not in that HOA. However, I do think the trend is moving towards no HOA.
Why do you see that trend happening?
There's a lot of people coming from heavy COVID places where they're wanting to, they were in condos and townhouses and really tight-knit neighborhoods, and they want to not be close to their neighbors. They want to install that pool, have the RV, and be able to utilize their space in the future. Because home really became, the master place in our recent past.
Compare, and this is for both of you, let's take Lake Mary versus Osteen, so to speak. So Lake Mary, Heathrow, big community, Heathrow. Let's say that I have the exact same house in an HOA community in Heathrow versus the exact same house in Osteen. What is the price difference?
A big difference.
Really?
Yeah, big
It's cheaper out there.
It's much cheaper when you get out to that rural Osteen area. You've got a drive time that plays a big role, and you don't have the stores, the Walmarts, the supercenters and whatnot, and the grocery stores. When you're in Heathrow, right there, you've got everything right there at the tip of your fingers. So it's going to be a big price difference. To answer your question, I'd probably say at least, probably anywhere from $25,000 to $35,000 difference.
Really? So let's say that I have, again, the exact same house in Heathrow, say, and it's a $500,000 house. How much is that house going to cost me in Osteen?
Yeah, like I said, the $500,000 house, you're probably going to be in a price point of probably $50,000 difference.
Is that right?
Yeah, at least $50,000 difference from Osteen to Lake Mary Heathrow.
One of the things I hear a lot from you, as you know, I'm a lawyer, deal with a lot of foreclosure stuff, is, I'm having a dispute with my HOA, Justin. I'm going to stop paying them. Is that a good idea? What you might not understand is homeowners associations, just like if you don't pay your mortgage, they can foreclose on you. The HOA can literally come and take your house away for $5 that you don't pay them. And the difference is, when you don't pay your mortgage, they use these big foreclosure mill law firms that take forever to come foreclose. It's going to take a couple years. When you don't pay your HOA, they literally hire local firms that all they do is HOA work, and they're really good and they're really efficient. HOAs, I assure you, will take your house faster than a bank will. So you need to be very careful if you do live in an HOA community. You need to make sure you make that payment. It's kind of unbelievable when people don't understand that HOA can foreclose on you just like a bank can.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you another question, Kristin, because I've been hearing these rumblings over the last few weeks. We've been talking for a year on this show, and our job really is to update you on what's going on in this real estate market. For a year, we've been talking about this being the hottest market that we've ever seen in our lifetime. And it has been. There's just no question. It has been the hottest market we've ever seen, which is a little bit weird considering we're in a pandemic. But I've been hearing rumblings from different agents that I talk to that they feel like it might be slowing down. Some agents are telling me, yeah, it's slowing down. Others are like, no, this is crazy. What are you seeing in the trenches?
So we were discussing beforehand, what's really happening is everyone was outbidding each other, paying cash, waiving appraisals, doing all sorts of crazy stuff over the summer. And now what's happening is we're pricing it to include the craziness that was already happening, and then you're not then seeing that additional over because we've kind of already included it.
Really?
So that's where I think maybe the cooling off is we've adjusted our pricing to reflect what was going on that was so wild, and then you're not getting $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 over offers.
So what you're saying is supply and demand, the old terminology, supply and demand. We've been pricing it a little bit higher to combat this market, and that's slowing it down a little bit.
Yep, I think everybody, as sellers, they were looking forward to the opportunity of being in a bidding war, and this home was going to sell for 60 over, so let's go ahead and add that in initially.
That's interesting.
And then, people are then looking at appraisals and educating themselves.
Right.
It's not going to appraise, so pricing it a little better.
What is going on with this whole appraisal deal? Because what's going on is the market appreciated so quickly here in Florida that if someone's buying your house and they're getting a mortgage, the mortgage company's obviously going to get an appraisal to make sure that the house is worth what we say it's worth. And then because it went up so quickly, these appraisers couldn't really keep up with that growth, and the appraisal would come in and would come in lower, and the mortgage company won't finance that much. What are we seeing in the appraisal world now?
I think about 60 days ago, there was an issue with that, and it was coming in short, and we were having to renegotiate if you're paying over, kind of reevaluate those terms, and I think that's what cooled off the pricing craziness and made everybody rein it in a little tighter so we're not running into as many issues as we were 60 days ago.
What are you seeing, Jack, in this market right now? Again, a year, we've been talking about crazy market going up nonstop, bidding wars. What are you seeing in the trenches?
I think time's got a lot to do with it. Now, the kids went back to school. We're going into October, November. So traditionally in the real estate market, it starts to slow down a little bit at this time. I don't really think it's slowing down. I agree with what we're seeing is more that it's just the prices are leveling off a little bit.
Right.
So I think it comes down to time is the biggest thing right now, but the market's still strong. There's so many people moving to Florida.
Yeah.
It's hot. The interest rates are low. It's just a great time to buy.
From the calls that you get from people looking to buy your listings, what percentage of them are from Florida versus New York or Connecticut or California? Are we still seeing a lot of out-of-staters come here?
We are, but most of the calls that I get are people that are local here, that are within Volusia, Seminole, Orange County. So a lot of my buyers are local, but we still are getting a lot of out-of-state buyers coming in.
Kristin, what are you seeing? Are you seeing a lot of out-of-staters or?
I'd say it's probably about 25% out of state, and they're the ones usually coming in and paying cash.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are, downsizing from where they're
Sure.
coming, and they're coming to pay cash.
And when someone comes here from New York or Connecticut, they're still shocked, even though that we've been talking for a year together about how this market has gone up, they still are shocked at how low and inexpensive our houses are here. I mean, the same house that would cost $500,000 here is $1 million there.
Absolutely.
They're shocked. They're like, oh my gosh,
Here,
I'll pay you whatever I'll write a check right now, no problem. It's nuts. And by the way, I know this is your favorite part of the show, when I shut up and I show you what's really on the market out there right now. And you guys brought some listings to show me today. I can't wait to see them. Jack, let me start with you. What is this first listing that you have?
The first listing I have is in Sanford. It's
Okay.
brand new construction homes. These are 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. They're about 1,500 square feet homes. They're great first-time buyer homes. They're located in Sanford. No HOA. They're on paved roads. They've got city water, city sewer. Come with all the bells, all the whistles, all the warranties, all the appliances.
Really?
Really nice homes.
And how much are these again?
Those are going for about $315,000.
Okay.
Brand new homes with all the warranties and all the appliances.
And now a lot of what you do, I think, is you build spec homes. That's kind of become a specialty of yours. How did that happen?
It is. Well, I started out in the construction industry, framing and building houses and working with a lot of builders. And when I started selling real estate, I always wanted to do more investing and try to, do more buying and selling houses. And it just happened that, I found a lot and I said, hey, I'm going to try to build a house. And it went from building one house to building multiple houses. So my specialty, my niche is building small single family spec houses for your first time buyer.
It's kind of interesting that you went from construction to real estate. Now they're working together there for you.
Yeah.
How many do you try to build a year?
I try to build anywhere from about 2 to 6, depending on, the land. The land's getting harder and harder to find, and I'm having to go farther and farther out to find these lots. And I like building in no HOA communities.
Right.
And I like stuff that's got paved road. I've got the city sewer. I love Seminole County with the schools and whatnot here.
Sure.
So it's just getting harder and harder to find the land.
I got you. If you'd like to see either of these properties, he would be happy to show them to you right now. Call us for 407-205-0400. Now you have a commercial property also on the market here.
do.
This is in Oviedo. Tell me about this one.
Yes, this is a nice piece. It's right off of County Road 419 in Oviedo. It's 3.87 acres. It does have a small house on it. It would be perfect for, an office professional, a church, or anything like that. It's got city sewer connected to it. It's plenty big to do, maybe 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 square feet. Office professional, it would be the highest and best use for it.
You keep talking about the city sewer. Does that affect values at all, whether you're on sewer or is it septic, I guess? Is that the other thing?
It does.
Okay.
It does. Yeah, your septics now are, fairly expensive. And when you start getting into commercial, you want to make sure you've got all your utilities, your sewer and your water right there at the property.
Gotcha.
The more farther you've got to bring that water and sewer down to the property, the more money it's going to cost you. So with the utilities right there at the corner of the property, it's going to be much more feasible.
Let me ask another question. It may be difficult to answer, but let's go back to that comparison we were talking about earlier. So a house in Heathrow, Lake Mary, $500,000. Go to Osteen, the house is $450,000.
Correct.
The house in Heathrow takes 4 days to get an offer. How many days does it take to get an offer in Osteen?
The timing is probably going to be pushed out probably, I'd say, maybe another 30 days.
Okay.
That's realistic. There's just, it's supply and demand. There's less buyers that want to go a little farther out to Osteen and your rural communities than they are, let's face it, in Heathrow, Lake Mary, when you've got I-4 and all the supermarkets right there. So I would plan on probably a 30-day time frame adjustment for days on the market.
Do you think that where we stand right now, we have more people willing to go further out, or is it the same?
I think now you've got more people that are willing to go farther out because now they're working from home, let's face it. With COVID and all that, you've got more people working at home and spending more time at home, so they can go further out. So yes, there's more people going farther out.
Excellent job. If you'd like to see these properties, I'll hook you up with Jack right now. 407-205-0400. Kristin, you brought some awesome properties for us as well. We're going to start here on Palmetto. Where is this?
That is going to be in downtown Sanford, right outside of the historic district.
Oh,
so it's a 1920s home that's been redone. That's offered at $315,000. Joanna Gaines Kitchen, very well done. It is outside of the historic district. So if you
I know what Joanna Gaines Kitchen means, obviously.
Sure.
Jack doesn't know for sure. Can you enlighten Jack?
Farmhouse sink, subway tile, all that good stuff that everybody's looking for.
Dallas, you didn't know that, did you? I had no idea.
Okay,
This was
sorry.
me. I don't know what that means. So what is it? Joanna Gaines Kitchen?
Yeah, Chip and Joanna Gaines. They're on all the shows where they knock everything
yes.
down and slap some subway tile in it.
I see.
It's all the rage and trend.
Tyson, did you know that? He says he did.
So that one's beautiful. That one is offered at $315,000 and just hit the market this week.
And with the interest rates where they are, $315,000 sounds like a big number, if we've been in this market for 20, 30 years. But $315,000 with the rates where they are, your payment is like $1,500 PITI.
It's definitely very affordable. It is where you can ride a golf cart to downtown Sanford for dining and
drinking,
all
you
sorts
can
of
say
entertainment.
It.
I was going
it's
to.
Okay, I know. It's fine. Go ahead.
If someone else is driving.
I'll say it.
So, yeah, that's a really nice one. I'd love to
Excellent
show
job. And another one here, 2401 South Atlantic. Where is
so
that?
This is going to be in New Smyrna Beach. I do a lot in New Smyrna Beach for people coming out of town, also locals with secondary homes. It's a two and a half townhouse condo, direct ocean front, totally redone. It's been through a restoration project for the building, so that's all been paid for ahead of time, and it's really beautiful.
Awesome. If
Yeah,
you'd like to
great
see
views.
these properties, Kristin would be happy to show them to you. Call this number. I'll hook you up with her today, for real. 407-205-0400. Did you really know, Jack, what that meant, that Joanna Gaines Kitchen? You did.
I did.
I'm the only guy in the room.
You probably were doing Joanna Gaines Kitchens in your new construction.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
really?
It's many a nights watching that with my wife.
I had no idea. I feel like I'm
That's okay.
a disservice to the
We'll
community
get
right now.
you.
So let's get back to it here briefly for a second. I want to go back to this HOA versus no HOA debate, because I don't know that there's a right answer. What are some of the positives that you see with HOAs?
It's protecting your investment. So, you know, the Heathrow Osteen example is a great example of your investment is protected, and obviously you're going to pull higher numbers always. So I think that's definitely a pro. And then the pro for no HOA is you can do whatever you want, which there's a lot of personal value there. So it's just kind of financial versus personal value.
Jack, to you, pro, con, HOA. What do you think? What are the pros?
The pros for the HOA, you know, yeah, definitely. You're not going to have a car sitting out on cinder blocks next door. You know, you're not going to have a trailer move in next to you. You know, and you've got all those amenities right there. You know, let's face it. All these new communities, they've all got HOAs. They've all got the swimming pool. They've got the outdoor amenities. So they're going to have your HOAs. They're newer houses. If that's what you want, you're going to be in an HOA.
Right.
You want an older house, maybe something, you know, 70s, 80s, whatnot. You can find those that are going to be no HOA. But your new neighborhoods today that are getting built, they're going to have an HOA.
Right.
You know, your working man is coming home with his van, his carpet cleaning van, and he's got his lettering and his advertisement. He might not be able to bring that to the HOA community. So he might need to go further out so that he can get something with no HOA so he can bring his truck and trailer and all that home.
You got to think about that. If you're self-employed and you have a truck or a work vehicle that has the name of your business on there, I would almost venture to say the vast majority of HOAs will not allow that. There are even some HOAs that will not allow you to have a pickup truck, period, parked in that HOA. So I will tell you, I'm not saying buying an HOA or not, but you need to read those HOA bylaws before you buy. And it's going to be a big stack. You're like, you know what, everything's fine. I'm sure everything's great. Everyone's going to tell you, don't worry about it, just sign here. If you're going to buy in an HOA community, you need to read those bylaws before you sign on that dotted line, because there may be some things that could really affect your life that are rules in that community. So be very careful. I understand the pros and the cons. I live in an HOA community. I understand it can be annoying having the guy or gal who literally is coming around measuring your grass and going to send you a notification that you've been fined because your grass is too high. They don't like the paint color on your house. There's some good and bad. Whatever you do, whatever you take out of this show today, before you sign that contract on your new house, read those HOA bylaws, because if not, you can get in big trouble. Excellent job, Kristin, Jack. Could you stick around for the Real Estate Roundtable?
Would love to.
Awesome. All
Thank
right.
you.
And without further ado, it's time for your portion of the show. It's the Real Estate Roundtable. Every Saturday here on the program, we answer your questions from throughout the week. Here's what you do. During the week, go to our Facebook page. You have real estate. Follow us there. Send us a message, and we might just answer your question next week on the TV program. Let's start with John in Sanford. This is a Seminole County show, it seems like, today. How much power do HOAs really have? Let me start. They have a lot. I mean, people are going to tell you they're little miniature governments, and they are. They are very powerful. Now, they're not all powerful. They're not God, so don't let them ever convince you of that. But they do have power. If you don't pay them, they can come take your house. They can fine you. They are powerful, and probably more so in Florida than any other state. Jack, what do you think? How powerful are HOAs?
I agree. Like you said, they can foreclose on you. They're really strong. Like you said, your business owner that's trying to bring his truck, his trailer, you know, they can have you out of there. And next thing you know, you're paying to have a storage center and store your vehicles there. So you really got to read these bylaws and make sure that you read everything and know what you're getting into before you sign on that dotted line.
Got it. Kristin?
Same thing. I think it comes up more even at closing. If we take away the financial portion of it, even at closing, if you have these ongoing violations of your too long grass or your wrong paint color, you're not closing, so you will not sell your home. So they do have you there, too, that you've got to follow those rules, even if you're trying to get out.
Good job. Tom in Orlando is here. Hello, Tom. How are you, buddy? Is this market slowing down finally? We kind of addressed it earlier, Kristin. Is the market slowing down?
I don't think it's slowing down. I think it's just that both buyers and sellers are becoming more acclimated and smarter about what's going on. Yeah. So it's a little less dramatic, but I definitely think it's still very, very hot.
Gotcha. What do you think, Jack?
I agree. I think it's still really hot. It's just, the time, traditionally this time of year, going October, November, December, it starts to level off a little bit. Kids are going back to school. People aren't wanting to move as much around the holidays, let's face it. So it's just the time of the year, but it's still a hot market, great time to sell. So
Gotcha.
You'll be fine.
Chris in Lake Mary, how much should I pay per acre for farmland? Is there any science on that?
Wow. Well,
Sorry.
Farmland, Central Florida, you know, it's all been gobbled up. Let's face it. Your developers came in and they bought all the farmland or what's left of it and started to develop it because it's so hot. But if you can get any acreage, we'll call it acreage in this Central Florida area. You know, it's running anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 an acre.
Really? Mm-hmm. Anywhere, right? Any land whatsoever.
They don't make it anymore, Justin.
Really?
You know, so it's bringing top dollar. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to run you anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 an acre.
So $50,000 an acre now here in 2021. What was it in 2010?
2010, you were probably at 30, 40.
So it's gone up a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So it can be a good investment if you think about it,
It
too.
is. It really is. Go further out, you know, go out to, you know, your Brevard counties, your Gainesville, your Ocala. Go further out and purchase that vacant land and just sit on it and wait.
Great job, guys. Good information. Jack Luiz, tell your wife hello, by the way. She's not here today. She's a great lady. Kristin, Green-Vogt, as always, great to see you.
Thank you so much for having us.
You did an excellent job. Most importantly, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining us every weekend here on You Have Real Estate. If you want to sell your house, I'll show it off right here. Call us. The phone number is on the screen. I'm attorney Justin Clark, and I'll see you next week for more You Have Real Estate. Here with my good buddy Carter Burks with Carter Water at a house doing a full house install. Now, we're not in my house, but I do have this system in my house, and I love it. Thank you to Carter Water for what you guys have done for me.
Absolutely.
Not only am I saving money every day because we're not buying bottled water anymore, Carter, the shower feels totally different now. Why is that?
Well, because you don't have any hardness in your water anymore, Justin. Calcium, magnesium's gone, the chlorine's gone as well. So all you have is good, clean water.
And the cost. I paid $0 up front and literally the cost of a couple of bottles of water per month, all while having much better water. Why is the Florida water so bad?
Well, because we come from the Florida aquifer. The aquifer is polluted. It's full of everything we do up here gets down there. Then the city has to hit it with so many chemicals to make it safe to come out to you.
Right. And you know, we have families. I have a family. I feel so much better now that my family's protected from that bad water. I think what people don't understand is when you're bathing, when you're showering in the Florida water, that's also not good for your health.
It's not, because your skin will soak it up. You just don't drink it, you consume it through your body as well.
And what kind of process is that? Is this a several-day deal? You're going to have to uproot the family, or is this fairly simple?
There's no backhoes or bulldozers involved, I guarantee it. Because our patented technology with NASA and the EPA, it provides good, clean water throughout every single faucet in your home. So whether it's here in the kitchen, in the bathroom, you always are protected with good, clean water.
So when you leave this house today, this family is going to be able to turn that on and drink fresh, clean, healthy water. Is that what you're telling me?
That's it right there.
$0 down, payment plans. You're going to pay so little per month. Do yourself a favor. Call my man Carter Burks with Carter Water today. You will absolutely not regret that decision.
Mortgage rates are at historic lows. In my entire career, I have never seen them dip this low. Now may be your best time to own your dream home and stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent, refinance to a lower rate to save money on your monthly mortgage payment, or pay off high-interest credit card and other debt. My name is Dallas Lehman, president of You Have Mortgage. No one knows when rates will begin to climb again, but they will and can go back up quickly. Call me today so we can tailor your historic rate and program. Our premier Under One Roof team is here to provide our very best for you.